Okay, I'm at Dunn's Farm Trailhead again. This is one of my go-to places. And what I like about this place is that there's a couple different trailheads you can come off of. So you can make this a fairly short hike, or you can turn it into a much longer hike. So it's about 8:30 in the morning. It's under 60 degrees, which is wonderful. And here we go. This hike is in Middleburg, so it's very close to my house. And whenever I want to get out and just get a little walk, this is where I go. Here's one of the new trails that they just cut this year, the Crosscut Trail. And we are going to be heading towards the Pioneer Trail. I'm going to show you the hydration I brought today. Is a noon tablet that I just found, and it's a wild berry with caffeine and electrolytes. So I'm going to give it a shot, see if I like it. Okay, well, we are entering the actual forest, and it looks like they are starting to put together a parking lot over here, which is new from the last time I came out here. So a little parking area for people that don't want to do the palmetto part, which is the part I just came from. And they want to use this dirt road to get out here. But now we are entering the part that I enjoy the most. But pretty soon we'll come up to a section where you can go 3 different ways. And you have to make a decision whether you're going to go to the Pioneer Trail, which is off to the left, or take the Dunn's Farm Loop, which is what I'm going to do today. But that Pioneer Trail off to the left up here is fairly new in the last year or so, and it is a beautiful trail, and it's got a really nice back country tent site. Oh, and they even have a kiosk here with the maps, which they haven't had before. This section actually was here, but this little thing right here is new. So that goes to the Pioneer Trail over that little bridge. And then the Dunn's Farm goes that way, and it'll actually hook up with the Pioneer Trail here. And then you'll have the pink and blue blazes that'll bring you back to this point here. And then the Pioneer Trail will continue that way. So, not to make you dizzy, but we came from there. We're gonna go down this trail here. We're gonna come back on this trail here. And if you wanted to continue, you could go on that way. So, it's time for us to get going, and we came from there. I know I've got to make you dizzy by now. Sorry about that. And here we go. Well, there's plenty of wildlife out here. I don't always see a lot of wildlife, but I've seen a pretty big sized buck. I've seen armadillo. I saw a small coral snake once. Saw a glimpse of a bear. And I think I've seen a wild hog out here, but I just saw kind of the back of it, and I can't really give you a definite confirmation on that. But we're coming up to a campsite here. Looks like somebody's camping, so I'll be quiet and kind of cut this off. Well, there are 2 people camping back there with their dog. Just makes me happy to see people out here. And this is such a nice trail. Even if you're not a big hiker, or you might not feel like you're in shape to go hiking, this is really a great trail to get started on, because it's not difficult. It's easily navigated. I mean, you know exactly where you're going. There's no questions. The blazes are really close together, and so you can't get confused on the trail. And if you're in Middleburg area or Clay County or even North Florida, it's a really easy trail to get to. We got plenty of parking, and this is the ideal time of year to start getting out here. So it's better than walking on the pavement every day. You get to breathe in some good fresh air. You might get a chance to see some wildlife. And yeah, there's just something special about being out in nature. In my opinion, if you were to do this trail, I would definitely suggest going the Dunn's Farm way first and coming back on the Pioneer Dunn Trail combined, because that's the prettiest part of the trail. And I did want to show, when you see two blazes together like this and they're offset, that's telling us that the trail goes to the right, which is important here because you can obviously see that this is a trail, but that also looks like a trail and it's just an old road. So we are going to the right. Well, here is where the two trails come together. We're on Dunn's Farm right now, and I'm going to show you the sign that so it shows you the Dunn's Farm with the pink blaze, and then to the right, as you go over this bridge, you'll see the blue blaze. That's the Pioneer Trail, and that goes up that way, and there's two different starting points you can go to. One is Indian Ford, and I can't remember the other one, but they're both further down that way, and there's another campsite down there in the Dunn's Farm Cemetery. And then going this way, you have, like it said, oh, Ellis Ford, that's over the bridge. And here they've got the pink blaze and the blue blaze where we have a shared trail, and that brings us back around the loop and up to where we started, where those three different choices were. And when we get there, if you want to continue on the Pioneer Trail, you would go over that bridge and continue on, and then you can take that loop back off a crosscut and get back to where we started. I think they're eventually going to continue that trail out to 217, where there is a park. To me, this is the prettiest section of the trail because we'll hit a little bit of elevation, but we'll also see some water and some baby waterfalls. There we go. Oh, we have a runner. Hey there. We're coming up to one of our first little waterfalls. And when I say little, I mean little. But the sound is beautiful. I have a bench here if you want to hang out. This is called Prescott Falls. And in the summer, it's almost unbearable to try to come out here because of the bugs. But with it being cooler, but look at how clear that water is. Nice sandy bottom. But you may think that that water is clean enough to drink out of, but any water that you take from a stream or a lake really needs to be filtered. So if you're going to do a hike and you know that you're going to need water, it would be really to your advantage to carry some kind of purifier tablets or water filter. I use the Be Free, and I can show that to you when we get stopped. But I always carry it with me. I don't think I'm really going to need it, on this trip because it's such a short one, but I carry it with me with a couple other things that I take with me all the time. And I'll show you guys that when we finish the hike. So here are things that I think is always smart and prudent is to make sure that, oops, I just dropped my walking stick, is to let people know that you're out hiking and where you are as far as what trail. Because I do a lot of hikes on my own. And if I didn't let somebody know that I was out on the trail, no one would have any idea on where to start looking for me if I came up missing. So I think that for peace of mind, for your loved ones, it's important that you give somebody a point of reference and let them know where you are. We have a little bit of a decline, not much. And then they've put this little stairway here, and I'm guessing to help reduce the erosion and protect the terrain. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but they really do an outstanding job here in this forest of managing the trail, giving you plenty of blazes, and they keep on expanding and giving you opportunities to enjoy the forest. So there you have it. I went to another section that you can hear the water, and I believe there's a view of another waterfall up here. Yes, indeed. So they always provide these nice little benches. But this is called Schoolhouse Falls. And there you go. It rained quite a bit the other day, so the water's moving pretty good. But love the sound that it provides. And I believe we have one more waterfall on this trail before we are over. And that was just around the corner. And here we have our next waterfall. So I'll show you the sign for that. That is called Duck Pond Falls. And we are almost done with this section of the trail. Got a nice little decline here. Which you probably can't tell too much. A little bit of an incline. This might be the steepest besides the stairs. So, and here we are, back to where we started. So you can go to Ellis Ford, which is 3.4, Knight's Landing, 5.8, or Indian Ford, which is 8.3. Going that direction. And you can park your car down there and then follow the Pioneer Trail, meet up with the Dunn's farm, connect them until you get to here. And then if you want to continue on, you can have your group go down, or you go down this trail and continue down that way and make this hike quite a good, nice long hike. I'll go over the bridge. There's a couple signs over there. I think that's bridge. really sturdy. So they have the Cole Overlook, Harris Overlook, the Neighbors Camp Zone, which is awesome, and then Powell Ford. And you can also take that cross court trail back to where I started. And so normally I'll do that loop and then come here and do this loop and then end up back at my car. But for today, that's all there is. I'm gonna stop by this picnic table right here and show you a little bit about a little bit of what I carry with me almost all the time. Okay, so this is my water. I'll give it another shot, tell you what I think. I like it. I'll probably bring it with me when I do my backpacking trip in November. And then when I do these really short hikes, I just bring this because my water can fit in this little pocket right here. And I have my AirPods with me. Haven't had those for very long. Don't really use them unless for some reason I'm talking to my brother while I'm hiking. This right here is my Be-Free filter. And so I just fill this up with water and put this on, squeeze out the water into my bottle, and I have good, healthy water to drink. I have another, this is a liquid IV that I have in here. Sometimes I'll have a snack, but it was just a really short trip. I have my keys for my car, and then if nature calls, I have my P-Rag, and it's one of those antimicrobial rags. And then I have my P-Style, which you guys might not want to see this, but it helps me from having to squat when I pee. So it is a game changer for me. And I don't normally have to use it on these short trips. And then I have some hand sanitizer, and normally I have a whistle, which is what I should have, but I don't have it with me today, and I forgot to pack that in there. So, and I forgot to pack the hand sanitizer, but I didn't really anticipate having to use the restroom while I was out here. But that's usually what I have in addition to the things that I said I forgot. That's about it. And so if it's a longer trip, I usually have my backpack, might have my sit pad with me, and a couple snacks, and then 2 bottles instead of 1. I'm not a big drinker, and I've got to get better at that, but so we've gone almost 3 miles, and this is all I drink. But like I said, it's not a very difficult trail, but I always have to remember that even when you're breathing, you're giving away some of your hydration. So I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined and drink more. Normally I probably wouldn't even taken a sip of this yet. So anyways, that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and get back on the trail and head back through the palmetto field and head over to my granddaughter's soccer game. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll clip it one more time when we get back. Thought of a couple more things that I didn't include that I think are important. I think you need to have bug spray, but I knew that it was going to be cool and I wasn't going to be out here long, but I always keep it in my car. And if it's going to be a long trail, I'll add it in my backpack. And then as far as the clothes, I never wear a cotton shirt just because if I get sweaty, it just doesn't dry very fast. And they have a saying that says cotton kills. So I either will use a synthetic material or a smart wool shirt. And then today I wore pants. Sometimes I wear shorts, but I wasn't sure how cold I would be. And yeah, So I'm probably missing a lot of other things that people could suggest. But those are kind of the things. If I'm just jumping in the car and running out to grab a quick hike, if it's a planned long distance hike, I'm a little bit more organized and plan a little bit better than I do if I'm just going down the road, which I don't necessarily think is a good thing, but it's just at this point how I roll, and I'm sure I'll get better. I don't consider myself an experienced hiker yet, but hopefully by the time I hit my Appalachian through hike attempt, I will have a lot more experience underneath my belt. So there you have it. Back on to walking the trail. Beautiful day, right? All gone. And I'm not done with the trail yet, but I'm really close. I love this little entranceway that they put together, which has just been pretty recent. So we are back to the cars. So I do want to say that there is a way to pay for day use here, and it's this sign right here. Or you can do what I do and get a year state park pass, and that also covers any state forest. So I'm gonna sit right here and change out my shoes for my sandals, because, you know, Florida girl's gotta put her sandals on. But yeah, thanks for coming along. That was a great way to spend my morning. The skies are so blue, and the weather was beautiful. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you ever get a chance, you need to get out here to the Dunn's Farm trailhead and enjoy some of this Jennings State Forest, because the forest rangers and stuff do an outstanding job here. And when you get here, I hope you enjoy it. So come on down, enjoy Middleburg.